Welcome to the Zach Stack. I'm Zach.
I'm Zach.
I uploaded a YouTube video yesterday, title, description, tags, playlist, and I never touched a YouTube dashboard. One command, 30 seconds. And if you're still manually filling out upload forms, you're going to want to have this app. And Zach is going to show you his LinkedIn months-long content calendar with a team of 6, all automated. Okay, so if you're anything like me, you make content and then you get really frustrated because you cannot fill out 10 videos very fast. This is so monotonous and tiresome. You got to pick out title. You got to research the title. You got to do the description. You got to research the description. Tags don't belong in here. Why are tags in there? You got to do the playlist function. You have to do unlisted. You need to schedule related video. No, this is not AI. No, this was not made for kids. All of this stuff, right? Takes so long. And so what I've created is a simple app that's going to do this for me, okay? And it's going to research the title, research the description based off of the information I've given it about my brand and what's important. And then it's also going to use Perplexity to go on YouTube and find out what keywords are hitting and going more viral, and how we can implement those into the title and the description, and then obviously the tags down here, okay? So I'm gonna go into my terminal, focus on this guy right now, and I'm gonna paste that in. I'm gonna set the timer too.
So that's all you do is you copy and paste the video link.
Yes, so I can also say schedule this for X amount of time, and it's probably gonna ask me because I didn't say that actually. So I'm really staying in bash commands. And so I created this little overview that we can go over to. The big thing here is it's TypeScript that opens my browser and it navigates to YouTube Studio, and then it fills every single metadata field that I made sure it picked and chose. And it's all through a JSON config file. So playlist, tags, description, related video, all of it, okay? So now it's looks like the video ID didn't map to, we're having a pipeline issue with the ID for some reason, but this is good. We're doing it live, okay? I'll talk about it a little more though, why we wait for that to work. So Playwright is very powerful. Oh, it's in the pipeline. Before I generate metadata, I need to know what this short is about. Now, see, okay. So I've been going back and forth on building this because I want to eventually sell this app. And I have these ideas of splitting up because everybody's going to be doing their own YouTube content. How should you organize your research of the topics to add into the data? And some of it can be, I just want to read the transcript. And other times it can be, I want to really research this deeply and then do it. So this is what's happening that you're seeing live right now, is it's making that decision to make that bigger so you can see. So before I generate metadata, I need to know what the short's about. So I'm going to say, get the transcript for me. And this is the automation that takes place when it's set up for my profile, but I'm showing you the inside of the app because I want to have the most detail. So when I tell it that, it's going to be interesting what it does, because it should know what to do, but we will find out. And you can see it's going to my metadata folder and then going into the research subfolder and finding it. And so it's going to use the YouTube inner API to grab that. And so it found the title. Okay, transcript ATI 400. Okay, auto-generated caption haven't finished processing yet. Okay, great. So this is not working like it's supposed to. I just did, actually, I'll show you. This is a short. This is the video that I'm launching today. It filled out all of that for me, customized, did tutorials, did no, check, picked out all of these tags for me. But I really wanted to show you guys live what it looked like. Use DOP to grab transcripts. And so with Playwright, it can grab the transcript for you, and then it will navigate through. And that's what I really wanted to show you today. So let's see if we can get it going here in a couple minutes. Yes. And the other cool thing about this is I created it through the bash commands. So you're not having to compile heavy amount of data. Wait, see, there you go. Got the transcript. So it needed some guidance because I didn't have it set up correctly. That's my bad for the video. Okay, so it's ready. Yes, go automate and fill out.
For the everyday non-technical user that might not know what a bash command is, how would you explain a bash command and why are you using bash commands for this?
Yeah, so think of bash as the terminal's desired language to work out of, and bun makes fast and zero config. So no compile step, no code boilerplate. And then this is what I'm running is a ytfills.ts. And that is all through the terminal. It's not having to go create like a Python script, and then you have to compile the data from Python. into, well, I won't get into that. It's going to be a little more complicated. But essentially, it's a faster way to do it. And then I don't have to leave my terminal. And that's the main reason I'm starting with that. Now, when I ship the app, I might change that because, like you're saying, if you're not comfortable in the terminal, you may not be happy with this as your automation. But there we go. All right, this is the fun part. Filling it out, filling it out, filling it out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Go on.
That's
with
crazy
your
how you just get to watch it in real time.
No tags. Zink, 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 zink. So I couldn't do it this fast. I don't know about you. So now it's going to go look in another tab for my latest long form video. That's the latest long form video I have. So that's what it's going to say is what you should watch next and recommended. I obviously told it to do that. And then it's double checking all of those that they're exact changes saved. Boom. Okay. That was less than 15 seconds. I said 30 seconds, but so when you set it up correctly, that's how it's supposed to go. So let's go back real quick.
That is crazy. That is crazy. And how long did this take you to make?
That's tough to say. I just kind of pecked away at it for a couple days on end. It's tough to say. I would say total less than 10 hours for sure. There was a lot of give and go back and forth, but I'd say less than 10 hours. Oops, that's not the right video. Which one was it? So the idea, no. What was the video? I got it. Okay, so, and then it's giving me output. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to grab that tag. And so you can, in the app that I'm going to build, you can customize all of that obviously to your brand and make it look however you want to. So this is one I already posted, but let's change the ID real quick so I can find it. So there it is. It's all there. Everything's filled out. And like I said, the related video was the tough one because I wanted the related video to be something related to the short. And so for you and I, we're posting our podcast. And as long as that's the last long form video I post, that's what it's going to link back to. And so that was, again, a situational decision from my end where I was like, this is going to work for me, but it may not work for everybody. So those will be little toggles and changes you can create inside the app. And then I didn't schedule this one because I didn't, I don't know, we're live. I wasn't thinking about it, but I can also just have it schedule it as well. That's just as you saw, as quick as possible, what day, what time, and it'll schedule it for me as well. So as you can see, everything is filled out, tags, everything I wanted. And then those were researched based off the transcript.
That's vibing at its finest.
Vibing is its finest, baby. So that's all I had today. If you want that, make sure you get on our email list, which we're hopefully going to have in the description below, because that's where Zach and I are going to share all of the latest on the Zach Stack, apps we're building, freebies, all that fun stuff. Okay. And then Zach, you want to start into the LinkedIn? I'll stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, sure thing. While you're doing that, I was creating some mock characters. So I'll show this in a second, but like we have our CEO, Jordan Wells, Marcus Chin, Priya Sharma, Sophia Rodriguez, and Tyler Brooks. They're let me see what the actual company is called, RevFlow. So it's a fictional B2B SaaS company, which I work for. They help B2B SaaS companies. And so what I do a lot of is like LinkedIn content automation and building this massive content engine with Claude code. So I'm going to show you guys basically it's a monthly workflow that I do to write their content for ghostwriting in the span of this will probably take us maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So I guess I'll just go into that. The first step in this whole LinkedIn content engine is to interview. There is a manual step to this if you want to do it right. Like AI slop still exists. It's still, I think, always going to exist. But AI is only as good as the data it has. So how do you get good data is I am writing content for a team of 5 different people. So those 5 people, I sit down and interview them anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And then the list of questions that and I guess to go back a step, before this, I pulled 20 creators in our given niche, which is go-to-market engineering on LinkedIn. I pulled 50 posts from each creator. So that's 1,000 posts. The AI analyzed all of this to look at what are winning strategies right now that are working, what are posts, to understand the industry as a whole. And then also I reverse engineered some interview questions. So I asked it, what are a list of questions for a 30 to hour-long interview that I can ask each team member so I can have a month's worth of content ideas for them. And then the idea is I do this on a once a month basis. Either I sit down with them or they record a Loom video answering these questions and send it to me. Once I have these transcripts, however, and that's what I'm still waiting on.
And this is also something that we would be sharing in our email list as well, right, Zach? Like we are going to build
Correct.
things and then share some of these, and some of them will be paid, but also we will have templates and freebies for everybody on the email list as well.
Correct. And also, if you guys follow along on LinkedIn as well, I'm going to start creating some content centered around this specific system on there, and I'll be doing like freebies on there as well. So if interested, check those out. And I believe my LinkedIn, it should be attached to my YouTube profile. So just click on that and you'll find it. So we're in Claude Code right now in Cursor. So like a little bit differently to Zach. Zach uses Cursor or Claude Code just out of like the terminal. I still oftentimes, especially when I'm doing this, I use it out of Cursor just so I can visually see and like look at all these different like files. So for example, I told you guys I had to create mock transcripts so we can go and use the transcript to create ideas for this content. So here are some mock transcripts that I can actually see and read it. And that's gonna be really important when you want to review the copy that it writes, because while AI is great, you still want to manually review it. You can't just be telling Claude to go do all of this and then just post it. I mean, you could. And it'd probably be really good. Like I barely make changes ever, but I still recommend that you be human and review all this stuff. So basically, I'm going to open back up Claude again. I just wanted to quickly show you guys why I use Cursor. But when you're in Claude, I have this demo LinkedIn engine right here that I'm going to show you guys. So I've already interviewed all these team members. Like I said, there's 5 team members right here. From that, I've compiled these team profiles. So this is something I would do before, but I have a brand voice skill, Claude skill. And so after I interview it, step 1 is I go tell Claude Code, here I just interviewed Zach, for example. I just interviewed Zach for content ideas. Go and create a voice profile for Zach Lloyd. And it knows what a good LinkedIn voice profile is like. And that way, this is done to ensure that his posts actually sound like him, that they don't sound like AI slop. It's going to know like his background, maybe how many kids Zach has, how old they are, like just real human things that make Zach Zach. Once I've done this with the brand voice skill, the next step is we have all this is I need to ideate on ideas. I need to make ideas for us to pull from for a month's worth of content. For this specific team, I do 12 posts for the team across the span of a month. So we post Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for 4 weeks in a month. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use Whisper Flow. So I have all these team profiles. So I'm just going to tell it what I want it to do. All right, so I've compiled all these different team profiles for this mock fake company. I also went and interviewed all of them. You can see that in the interview folder right here. And then just in case if it doesn't know, I am going to actually just reference this interview folder so we can see it. So with all this information, I want you to use the content ideation skill to ideate and create content ideas for a month's worth of content for this team. And then I also want you to use the content calendar skill to go and build a content calendar for February for this mock team. But this is like the exact workflow I use for the entire company I work for, right? So I'm just going to go tell it to go do that. Great. So really easy. I mean, plain English, not hard at all. I've pre-built these skills, so I know they know the output that I want. But essentially what it's doing is it's starting by reading the interviews. From these interviews, it's going to ideate on content ideas for each team member. It's going to put these in a file. It's going to save these, remember these. Then it's going to use this content calendar to go in of each team member, and it usually gives me anywhere from 8 to 10 content ideas per team member. It's going to choose the typically 2 or 3 content ideas per team member for the actual content calendar that we want to post. Then it's going to go and build this content calendar, give me it in a CSV format that I can drop into Notion, because that's where I share it with the team. And then once I have all these content ideas, it's just a matter of using my LinkedIn ghostwriting skill to go and write the actual posts. And what that skill composes and what it actually does is it goes and it looks at the brand voice profile. So super important that you have all these profiles. It also like looks at interviews sometimes when need be. But then it's going to look at the content idea. It's going to use the brand voice profile, and it's going to also has access to all these different winning content patterns on LinkedIn from the thousands of posts that we analyzed in the beginning. And it's going to use all this information about what's winning, what's working, what does this person sound like to go and write the post for them. And I mean, it does it in a span of literally 5 to 10 seconds, maybe per team member. And all I have to do is tell it to go and do this for every team member. So this is a month's worth of content. This is like things that businesses are offering. This is like a full service to people that you're able to do here in the span of like 10 minutes, I think is how long this is going to take. So really exciting stuff. Like I said, now we're just going to give it some time to finish going through ideate on content ideas. But after we do that, creating the content calendar is going to take a minute. And then it's just a matter of writing the post. We don't have to do every single post here, but I'll show you a post or two so you can see and read what the outputs are.
So how are you going to visualize the content once it's created? How are you doing that?
Graphics, are we talking here, or are you talking visually seeing the calendar?
Well, I guess, yeah, the calendar and like posting and stuff like that.
Yeah, good question. So because I'm doing this for actual, like for real people, that like there is, what I do with this is it's a CSV doc, and I've made it so that it syncs with Notion. There's for sure a way for me to probably connect it to Notion. I just getting to Spain and studying abroad right now. I've not had the time to automate that step, but that'd be the next step. But it's really easy. I literally copy and paste the CSV into a table in Notion with all the posts, with the post copy, with everything. And then I just go and manually Slack people, hey, can you go review, like your posts are ready to go and review, make necessary changes that you want. And then it's a status in Notion. So have you used Notion before? Yeah. So they just changed the status of the post from ready for review to like approved and scheduled. And then they do manually post it on their day. But we're looking into and probably going to use a software called Taplio that just can like it's like one hub to just like auto schedule. So I can auto schedule posts on behalf of the entire team, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So there's that human interaction of, okay, I accept this is a good post, and then it moves over to ready to be posted, basically. And then you can automate that. Correct. Or let them do it by themselves.
Correct. So like what I typically do, once again, I'm in no rush when doing this, because I understand like writing copy takes hours, and if I can get it down to honestly under 30 minutes, I'm really happy. So I do go manually after it gives me all the ideas. I will go through, and typically I'll just use Whisper Flow, so it's really fast. But or Zach's homemade Whisper Flow, soon to be released. But I will go through and just manually say, all right, for Marcus, I want his posts to be a hot take, a pain point, and then a workflow. Like I will go through and manually tell it, and then I say, go build the content calendar. Like, so I do manually select the post from there, just because I'd say 9 out of 10 content ideas are good, but there's occasionally one where I'm just like, that's like it's just not really like appropriate for right now, or someone else is making that post, so let's not. But that's all a matter of like probably 30 seconds telling Claude Code to edit the skill, so that way it's not repetitive and things of that nature. Does that answer your question a little bit, Zach?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and it's a good way to do it too, because I think people are kind of rushing with Claude. Sometimes they're just building things and then they're like, well, add a dashboard. Yeah. They're like, well, you got to like pressure test it before you create a dashboard, or else you got so many more problems.
No, you will. Like this is something that I've spent 2 or 3 hours fine tuning through, just like to make sure the output's the caliber that I want. But it's something that now that I fine tuned it, I'm still continuously fine tuning it. Like as results come out, I'm gonna use Apify to pull data on like what posts are actually working, to use it to analyze and further refine stuff. But like that is building a strong foundation is allowing us to scale this content machine at like incredible paces. Okay, perfect. So go ahead. I think it looks like it created the content calendar. Let's see, next steps. Yeah, okay. So it created the calendar. It didn't put it in the file yet. So I'm going to quickly do that. But you can see here's the CSV preview. Okay, never mind. It did. It put it right here. Here's the calendar. This is the CSV, but I'll quickly again show the literal calendar that it created. So you can see it goes through like every day of February, what the post title, whose post it is, the date, and then this can easily in Notion, you can just look at it in a calendar format. So you can see visually a whole month's worth. But then before we put it all into Notion, I'm just going to say, write the first week of posts with the LinkedIn ghostwriting skill. Stop after the first week, because it does the same thing every single week. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to stop there. And what it's going to do is going to write the copy for each post. It's going to put it into the CSV, and then I literally upload it to Notion and message team members and say, hey, your posts are ready. I do manually look at them first to make sure that it makes sense. But once again, it's pulling from all these different areas of context to make this incredibly powerful. And LinkedIn's a whole other conversation. I've talked about it a lot. I know the past couple of episodes. A massive part of it is posting, but there's also a massive sense of like, you can't just post and leave. You probably should be spending 15 minutes a day, 15 to 30 minutes a day commenting on LinkedIn. Like that is a massive driver of growth as well, and another way to grow your channel. But I mean, posting is step one, because if you own a business, and you want to get leads or people to know about you or become an authority figure, you need to have posts to show people like, hey, I know what I'm talking about and I have a lot of followers to prove. Yeah, it's writing those posts. So we'll check back in when they're done.
That's great though.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's so valuable because you can just think about all these companies, all these teams all over the world that if they're building or, you know, the teams, for instance, not everybody's charismatic or people have personalities and stuff, but they need to be pushing more content so they get more eyes on their company. This is such a good way to do it. It's so valuable.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so here's one. I might have already done 2. Yeah, it's already done 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's already done a lot, but we'll start with Marcus Chen, who is our make-believe CEO. So this is more so like a hot take, which is, like I said, that's a winning format right now. So stop hiring for culture fit. It's killing your company. I know because it killed mine. 2018, I had a startup with a solid product, 1.5 million in funding, and a team of people just like me. 5 visionaries, your operators, yada, yada, yada. It's something it noticed when analyzing is like these types of arrows actually work really well on LinkedIn. A lot of people use them, so it uses those. But I mean, yeah, essentially, like here we have like a really good post that now it's like it's just gonna throw all this into a CSV. It did it for every other person too, and that's that. I just created content for a whole team of 5 members in 10 minutes, and that's a month's worth of content. So nuts.
That's awesome.
So that's where my head's been at the last like honestly like 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, great job, man. That's great to see it finally come out like that.
Yeah.
It's worked so well. It looks like.
Yeah, no, it's we're getting there.
If you're uploading more than 1 video a week and you want to automate this, get on our email list because that's where you're going to be the first to get access when we release this. And other automations like the LinkedIn automation you saw Zach come up with today. And make sure you drop a comment below. We want to hear back from you. Is there anything you're struggling with? What's the most tedious parts of your upload process right now? Let us know and we can start making something for your problems.
In the next 4 minutes of the video, Zach and I talk about and analyze a winning TikTok video that I had. This was totally unplanned and not a part of our original video plan, but if interested, stick around and check out our conversation.
I made a TikTok shortly after we last week's meeting. I literally just the video was how to install Claude Code, follow this 4-step process in 5 minutes. And it has 18,500 views and I've gotten over 175 followers from it. So my TikTok has gone from 560 followers last week to right now checking it, it is at 847 followers. So literally, and it's how to install Claude Code on your computer. That was the video.
TikTok is okay. So I've heard stuff like this before. Are those real people following you? That's legit.
No, yeah, it's legit. My audience is pretty legit. When you look at
that's
crazy. Pull up TikTok Studio. Because let me show you my analytics on here if I can.
Why does TikTok do that then? Is my question. Do you know that? Because you could do that when Instagram and Facebook came out, right? But there's no way you do that anymore. It just doesn't happen.
That number of views you're saying, or
yeah, you have to pay for them now, essentially, right? Yeah, you can make a banger video, but you have to make banger videos that you just can't do it without paying for it anymore on Instagram and Facebook, essentially. That's what I've heard at least all the professionals say.
So I agree. I do literally. I just think TikTok is honestly a massive opportunity. Because the whole point, their algorithm, it still is. And I think a few years ago, people were looking at TikTok as high school kids that are just doing dances on it. But there's a lot. I've seen a lot more professionals moving to TikTok and leveraging their audience. And I know there's this guy I follow that. Him and I started around the same time. I think he told you this. He now has 12,000 followers, and I'll show you his page in a second. And we started at the same time, and he just does AI tips, and he has a school community with 260 people. That's $60 a month that he charges, and he teaches them Claude Code, but more so for how to build an app, and more so a little bit technical for developers. Yeah. But I know he his main source, his only source of marketing that is just TikTok. But so this is one that, but it did really well. I don't know Let me know if you can hear this. I'll just see if
You
you
may
can
or may
watch
not
it.
have seen
Can
all
you
the
hear that?
buzz going around right now about Claude Code. Honestly, if you aren't using Claude Code yet, you're missing the biggest opportunity ever with AI. We are literally living in the future. So today I'm going to show you exactly how you can get started with Claude Code in under 5 minutes. So be sure to bookmark for later. And look, no, it is not hard at all. One of the misconceptions about Claude Code is that you need to know how to code. That cannot be further from the truth. You do not have to be technical at all. For example, I have no background in computer science or coding. I'm a digital marketer and 21-year-old college student. Step 1, open your terminal. Boom. If you're on Mac, just hit Command, Space, and type terminal, and press enter. And don't get scared by the screen because it looks technical, but it is not at all. Step 3 is copy and paste this one line of code. Put it on the screen for you right here, so be sure to pause and write this down. All you have to do is just hit enter and Claude Code will start installing automatically.
So good.
Which, like, people pause, and then that also helps the algorithm because like dwell time. Like a big part of this is like dwell time and getting people to like bookmark it.
And bookmark.
Like that, like TikTok algorithm loves that. So like my average view time on this video is like 22 seconds, which is like really good.
What is this comment thing? Is this like your
Step 4?
Oh, this is okay. Like I told you, I literally have never used TikTok. So
Yeah.
this is where people comment and stuff. Got
People
it.
can make comments, but like at the end, I like recommended like want me to see a part 2, like walking. I don't even remember what part 2 is. I'm gonna make that later today. But like
Yeah.
And if you want to finish watching, but all I did is show like the simplest video, and it took me like 5 minutes to record, and like the impressions on it. I don't know if I can see analytics on this. Unless, do you see somewhere? Sorry, I'm on. I don't know if maybe. Oh wait. Well, here's like more or less most of the analytics. There's more specific. I don't know if I can actually see it, but yeah, no. So like this one did really well, and like my following has like exponentiated. Like the growth has been nuts.
That's wild.
I think I told you this for context. The beginning of the year, I was at 170 followers on January 1st. 170, and like just really dumbing it down, like, which is nuts because we were talking about how so many people. There's still a massive opportunity with just teaching people how to use Claude Code.
Right.
So that was like the market validation. Felt kind of cool.
Yeah. Dude,
and like
awesome.
my most viewed video by like thousands.
Yeah, seriously. Dude, the market validation is huge.